How important and valuable would it be to you and your organization if you could possess the essentials for growth that would allow you to have steady, predictable, and healthy growth? Is that something you find interesting, want to learn more about? Well, I'm here today to talk about the 7 essential elements of growth. I call them the 7 pillars of growth, and I spend our time sharing with you how we can explore that together. Is these organizations that commit to looking at installing these 7 essential elements of growth cannot help but serve more people, grow, and give the gift of hospice. And that's why I want to spend some time just chatting with you a little bit about today. Unfortunately, a lot of hospice organizations I work with just focus on 1 or 2 of those pillars. And that really sub-optimizes their whole ability to grow. They have choppy growth, it's not predictable, ups and down, peaks and valleys. So my partner Greg Grabowski and I, through Hospice Advisors, our consulting company, work with hospices to do that. About a year ago, I got a call from a CEO of a large hospice company, multi-state, and he called and said, "Kurt, our growth has sort of hit a wall. As we sort of stagnated and we're sort of frustrated, and I just know something's not right. Could you and Greg come on in and spend some time working with us?" And we said, "Sure." That was a great gig for us because we love doing that stuff. We're very passionate about our work. And we went in the first day that we were there, the Vice President of Business Development was holding a census meeting. Every week they have a census call, how are they doing with growth, how many admissions, et cetera. And the VP was in the room with about 10 of his salespeople, community liaisons, and there was another 20 people on the phone. And we participated in the meeting, and the VP, nice guy, but he was just beating up the sales reps because they weren't hitting their numbers. 50% of the people in the room and on the call were not actually hitting plan. And that was causing their lack of growth and their stagnation. And as we sort of heard what was going on and had a little information, there just something wasn't right with that organization. So we started peeling back the onion a little bit. And as we did that, we found out that some key indicators, one of them was that their referral inquiry to admission rate, all the business they got in terms of referrals converted to starts of care was only 66% against an 85% gold standard in the hospice industry, as you're all aware how important that is. Second is the average time between referral and admission was 2.5 days. That is a sin in hospice. We're looking for same-day admission, 24-hour admission, because that's a critical sense of urgency for the families that need our services. We looked at the referral sources and saw that their physician, who was our medical director, had not referred anybody in the last 30 days. And then we sat down and we also asked the interviews, and we interviewed the leadership team for that hospice and said, "Hey, tell us what makes you different than other folks in the community." And they said, "Well, we got great nurses that are trained and excellent hospice care. We got a great volunteer program, and we got a great bereavement program." And well, all those things are good. They're soft. They're really not differentiators. They're more table stakes for anybody in the room that's in hospice. Know that you need to have those. So they didn't really have any differentiators in place. So as we presented this information to the CEO, we could see why those poor hospice people out there bringing referrals in were not getting admissions, because their conversion rate sucked, excuse my French. 2, their time to referral to admission was horribly long, and referral sources were losing faith in the organization. Long story short, we went about looking at how we could install the 7 pillars of growth that I want to spend a few minutes just chatting with you about real briefly. And what I'd like you to do is write down or make a mental note. 1, do you have this pillar of growth functioning in your organization? And 2, how well developed do you think it is?